On this day in history, November 12, 1942, still wary from the tolls of the Great Depression, the United States is fighting a war on two fronts. The weather is cold, tension is high, and communism is prancing around the country like a ruthless homosexual on a reefer binge. Confused and hurt by the loss of American souls overseas, the American public is desperate to find a way to ignore the horrors of contemporary American life. After a top-secret meeting with President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the nation's leaders find an answer to all of America's problems. And so we have the birth of ignorance. The nation's top scientists find that Americans won't be so grumpy as long as the public focuses their attention away from political turmoil and instead turns to pseudo-celebrity fluff stories and useless inventions to ease their minds. At the forefront of this age of enlightenment are American heroes like Bob Tomlinson, the first man to sing half a song he didn't write in front of a large group of people. Hey Bob, I think I smell a star. Or how about Sally Babcock? Thanks to fertility drugs, she gave birth to triplets last year, and America can't get enough of those cute little retarded babies. Of course, none of these feats are by any means spectacular, but as long as Americans are distracted, nobody seems to care. And so, the nation can move forward. As President Roosevelt and British Prime Minister Winston Churchill combine efforts to put a stop to the German war machine, America is entranced by Ralph Patterson, the man who holds the world record for throwing pennies into a jar. 7! Wow, Ralph, America sure loves you and your pennies. And why not? It's not as if there's anything more important going on. Speaking of more important distractions, is that a tiny dog? Of course it is! And no tiny dog's wardrobe is complete without one of the most important scientific breakthroughs of the 20th century. The dog hat! Nuclear annihilation may be just around the corner, but that's no reason for your dog not to look fabulous. And so, thanks to ignorance, America strives forward. Eventually, the wars are over and the boys can go back to work, once again stimulating the sluggish economy. And who do we have to thank? Who cares? We're Americans. And through the decades we sail, never forgetting that any time there's a war going on, it is our patriotic duty to give our attention not to the boys overseas, but to the mediocre singers on television, women who have too many children, and the loads and loads of awful junk crammed down our consumer throats. After all, it's not as if there's anything more important going on. Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.